So let's look at the speaker in this guy, in this one, the boy on the left. What do you think, Alham?
Like, he only answers like the questions. He never does it like, he does like 2-word answers. That's it.
So he doesn't go in depth with his answers.
He's
Okay, what else?
slouching.
He's what?
He's slouching.
He's slouching, kind of. What else is he doing with
He
his?
doesn't make good eye contact.
And
Yeah.
he's holding like his head with his hand.
Yes, you notice that he's putting his hand over his mouth. Okay, yes.
It's like he's annoyed to be there.
He seems like he's uncomfortable, maybe annoyed. Eric, do you have anything to add?
That's mainly everything.
Do you think, what would you do differently if you were doing that as him then?
I would listen like better what she's answering and not put your hand on your face or slouch.
Good, so you're not putting your hand on your face or you're slouching. Now, okay, so we have that for the speaker. Now let's take a good look at the listener, especially what her body language is telling us right now. What is her body language telling you? What do you notice about that?
She's paying attention
You think she's paying attention? Okay. How do you know?
because she's not slouching.
She's not slouching. How else do you know?
She's looking at him and she's responding back to his questions. Like his questions or like his.
So she's looking at him,
Yeah.
and she's got the what?
She's the eye contact.
The eye contact, exactly, and
She's questioning him.
she is questioning him, and he's responding to her questions. Now, what about her physical posture? Her posture.
It kind of goes good with like the character that she's playing.
Okay, so you think that it goes good? What else do we notice about her posture? What is
This may look like she's a little bit like mad or something.
exactly? That looks like she's a little bit mad. When people cross their arms, like, does your mom ever get mad at you? All of a sudden, she's got her arms crossed and she's waiting for you. Okay, and what else? There's one other thing that she's not really doing in this.
She's not leaning forward.
She's not leaning forward, exactly. So what could she do then to make this better?
She could lean forward.
And
Put her hands down.
put her hands down, and anything else?
She's crossing her legs, I think. Why does that? No, and
You think of anything else?
smile. She could smile.
She could smile a little bit and be a little bit more encouraged, because she looks awful serious, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Make it seem like she's like listening, I guess, a little more. Like, cause she has no facial motions like at all.
Make
she
it seem like
the
she's
same-
more involved with the conversation.
Okay, so it would seem like she'd be more involved if she had more facial expressions. That sounds good. I like that. All right, so now I would like for us to talk about our characters and the rest of us to use the active listening skills about our characters. So if you'd like, I can start as Mrs. Caldone, and then perhaps you can show me your active listening skills and think of some questions that you might have for me about this. So I'll close this for now. So I am Mrs. Caldone, and I am Samantha's mother. And my daughter attends Mountain View High School, and she was recently involved in an incident with her friend Taylor, who has been her best friend for so long. Taylor got a laptop for her 17th birthday, and I think that's really where it all began. And kids started bullying her online. To make a long story short, it wound up being my daughter, because I think she was a little bit jealous of the time that her friend Taylor was spending online. So it's very upsetting for her, and my daughter did confess and was very remorseful. She was very apologetic, but I don't know, what will happen to their relationship after this. So what are your thoughts?
How did it make you feel?
How did it make me feel? Okay, so it made me feel really upset, and then I kind of wondered, what did I do to contribute to this? Was I always there for my daughter? Should I have caught this earlier? How could we make this better?
So was there any part in the back of your mind that you maybe thought this was happening, or?
I had no idea. Honestly, I was so involved in my life that I had no idea this was actually happening. I never dreamed that, it was something that my daughter would do. It's very out of character for her.
Did they ever get in any other fights?
Did they ever get in any other fights before?
Her and Taylor.
Yeah, her and Taylor would get mad. Like, I know there was one time earlier on where, like, I heard my daughter kicked Taylor out of the car that she was driving because she was mad at her for answering something and just made her walk home. So I guess they had a history of, like we call it bickering. But I guess, kids do that sometimes too, so I didn't think anything of it.
Maybe you could have like tried to like keep more tabs of her, because like my mom, she kept tabs of Taylor.
Okay, so Eric's mom kept tabs on Taylor. What exactly do you mean by that?
She would like maybe like sometimes check what she's doing on the laptop.
Oh, so she was actually looking on her laptop then?
Well, with her permission.
Oh, okay. With her permission, she was looking on her laptop. Maybe I could have done that. I just trusted her, and I felt like, she would make the right decision. I don't know much about computers. I didn't grow up with computers, so I didn't really know what was going on online. Is there something that you would suggest beyond that? What could we do going forward?
Limit her time on the laptop.
You think she should have her laptop like limited, or maybe even taken away?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's a great
Try
idea.
Maybe you
talking
should
to her like a few times, like a week, or like just a day, in like days, like have time with her.
So spend time with her so that we can kind of get to know one another.
And
Okay.
she might like trust you more and to tell you what's like going on.
Okay.
And you might have new like ahead of time.
So what you're saying is that if we spent more time, she would open up and tell me what's going on in her life. Okay, that's
send
sounds-
her to the social group that Taylor's in.
Oh, that's a good suggestion. Going to the social group that she was going to. It seems like it helped Taylor a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, I like that idea. What do you think we could do going forward beyond just for my own daughter? What do you think? We could do about cyberbullying in general so that it just doesn't happen to somebody else.
Like the website should, like, if they see something bad going on, they should stop them from doing it, like from entering it in.
So with the person?
Yeah.
So if they see something bad going on, they should stop them? How could they stop them?
Like the app, if they see like a bad word or
Oh.
something.
More security on the app.
They should be able to like report them on the app if they post like something rude about them, or even like a video about them.
I think that's a great idea. So if you see something rude online, then you should report that. I know that, other kids have done that. I've seen that happen.
And if like the person keeps on doing it, they should just shut down their profile.
I think so.
That's
I
it.
think the app entirely should just be deleted, because they were also asking kind of inappropriate questions at the beginning when you were trying to make the profile.
So are you saying that you don't think that they were responsible enough to be on the app at all, right? Or you think that the whole app is just not a
The
good
app
app?
is just not a good idea.
Okay, all right. What do you think?
I think the same. That it's not a very good app, and it's easy to like go on it and say really rude stuff.
Well, I've heard too, though, that like sometimes kids do it when they're video gaming, or just posting inappropriate responses to YouTube videos. When they
Comments.
see them comments. I guess it's kind of hard to avoid comments. In general on the internet. Is there anything that we could do about that?
You could sometimes on like some apps you could either like block the comments, or just like you could delete them, or just block the
Report them?
person.
Block them, or yeah, that's a good idea. Like I've seen that happen in YouTube too. Yes,
You could just report them like on the app too.
and you can report them to the company that owns the app. That's a good
Like
idea.
they should stop the comments. Like I know YouTube has stopped the comments now. Yeah.
I think so too. That it stops the comments in general, because I think. I mean, have you read any negative comments on YouTube at all? Have you seen anything?
They
No.
block it automatically.
They just saw it before. Did you see them? Negative
No.
comments that people would say kind of randomly.
And it was just like out of nowhere they would just say it for like,
Yeah,
it could be like great video and people would just like randomly say it.
right. They would just randomly say bad things. I agree. Okay. So let's see if there was anything else that I wanted to talk about. Here it is. I'm going to put a sheet here. Oh, not that one here. It's this one. All right, so let me just ask you a couple questions, just in general about the video. During the first scene, Taylor's mom says, "What you do online isn't exactly private." What do you think she meant by that?
People could see anything you post, basically.
Yeah.
People could see anything you post?
People can also like hack your accounts.
True. Okay, that happened in the video. So they can see anything you post because it's on the web and
It stays there usually.
it stays there forever. Okay,
If you're
good.
a good person, people won't believe that you did it. They'll just trust you that you didn't do it, basically.
So if you're a good person, you'll get away with it? Is that what you're saying?
So yeah, like people go like, oh no, she would have never said that.
Right, right. Okay, so you think that, okay, if you're a good person and you say something, they'll realize that what people are saying about you aren't true, right? Is that what you're saying? Is that what I hear you saying? Okay. What about, do you think that Taylor should have friended James even though she didn't know him personally?
I
No,
don't think so.
That was a problem. Well, but why was that the problem then?
Because she didn't know him and he could have been like way older than she thought. Either way, it wasn't like the person that she thought who it was.
It could have been much worse than having Samantha be James. It could have been someone else that she didn't know like completely.
like if she told them address or anything, they could literally go find
Someone
her.
who was trying to like take her.
So she was lucky that it didn't wind up being somebody like a criminal or something, right? I agree with that. Did you have anything you want to add to that?
No.
Okay, here's a question that I've often wondered about. When Taylor struck back at Lindsay's bullying online and called her the B word, what effect do you think this had on Lindsay's behavior? What do we see?
She grew more mad. She started.
I think it just
Adding up.
added to like kind of Lindsay's flame of hating Taylor and wanting to bully her more.
I think you're
It's
absolutely
kind of like a
right.
revenge type thing.
Yeah, what I'm hearing you. Okay, go ahead.
It started more conflict, which made Taylor think that Lindsay was the one who was James.
Right, okay.
And like maybe the people who weren't that mad at Taylor got even more mad.
Right, because of the way she treated Lindsay. Good. I agree with you there. What's the difference between standing up to a bully then, and then calling them a nasty name? So what's the difference between standing up to somebody who's hurting you versus calling them names or resorting to their
Standing
level?
up to a bully is like you're telling them that that's not right, that they shouldn't be doing that, and just calling them a name, you're just basically making more conflict to what you already have. You're not like ending it, because then you have kind of ends like, the conflict.
Say, I didn't hear what you said at the end. I'm sorry.
Oh, because like when you stand up, it usually like ends the conflict.
Okay. When you stand up, it ends the conflicts. Okay.
I think the difference is when you stand up for yourself to the bully, you don't usually say mean things. Like you try to be kind of more the positive person or the nicer person. And if you say something back to them, you're becoming the bully.
Okay, that's very well said. I like that. I like what I heard. Sounds like, you use the positive approach. You choose the high road. Have you heard that expression before?
Yeah.
And then, then they're not as threatened by you. And then maybe they think, maybe I was doing something wrong. Okay. Even though Taylor was getting bullied, she seemed addicted to find out what people were saying about her. What do you think? Why do you think she was so determined to read all the rumors even though she was being hurt by them?
She wants to know what's going on and what people are thinking.
She didn't want to be surprised about like what was going on, and she just wanted to know about it already instead of having it like be like kept from her, like not knowing.
I think it also had to do with Scott, her crush, and she didn't want him to think bad things about her.
Okay, that's a good point. I agree. Okay. Do you have anything you wanted to add? Okay. Just flip this over. Oh, this is a good one. Lindsay's dad defended her cyberbullying by saying it was Lindsay's right to freedom of speech. Do you think he handled the situation correctly?
No, a father would never say that.
No, okay. But then what is freedom of speech? What is the line that gets drawn?
When you get
Freedom of speech is when you express your feelings, but not in that way where you could say anything you want to hurt somebody.
Freedom of speech is more of like an opinion. You're entitled to your own opinion, but that wasn't necessarily an opinion because it was just rumors that she